Hello again, this is Joe from JRX and this is the Bo105 in X-Plane 12 which we've just converted over. The main difference, aside from all the wonderful things they've brought us, are they have their own X-Plane 12 governor, and I've spent a couple of weeks trying to work out how it works. Anyway, here we are, and I'm going to show you how to operate the throttles on the 105 under the X-Plane 12 version. The first thing we need to note is that we don't have any throttle assignment anymore. Everything's done by hand or the mouse or a VR pointer if you're a VR flyer. So you're going to need to set your throttle axis to none. We are going to need to assign some keys from the keyboard options, but remember you can assign anything to any controller that you've got. So I'm using buttons, but you can add buttons or any other levers or devices that you have on your controller. So we're going to go to switches, panel, scroll down to where I've already created some. The ones I have here is the idle release for engine 1 and the idle release for engine 2, and I've made a combination so you can move the throttles forward and backwards together at the same time. So you're going to need to assign something here before you begin. So first off, we'll just do a quick dry run with the throttle. So when we're starting the engine, we'll drag down, we'll introduce the fuel, the button will pop out, and we'll leave the throttle at idle for engine 1 and the same for engine number 2. So we can now assume that our engine's started and running. We can bring the throttles forward for flight, or we can use the assigned key, which I think is that one, to bring them back. I might speed that up a bit, and that one to bring them forward. So anyway, we've completed our flight now, and we're now at ground idle, and we've done our cool down. So this is where the difference is. We can assume now we've done all our shutdown bits and pieces, and we just want to turn the fuel off. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab the lever of engine 1 or 2. We're going to pull back slightly, and then we're going to press our assigned idle release button like so and drag to the rear. That will shut the fuel down. And exactly the same for engine number 1. Grab, back to the rear, pop the button, drag back, and that is it. Easy as that. Okay, so let's go for a quick start up and shut down so you can see everything in action I've explained. We just take off the covers, take off the rotor brake, battery on, we don't need that, and we'll go for engine number 1. Engine number 1's a light. Let that come up a bit. We'll pop that down, put the generator on, go for engine number 2. And that's engine number 2 on. And then we have both the engines up and running. So we can bring the throttles in now. We get a little bit of overrun on the governor. Just there, I was too heavy handed. So anyway, we can assume that we've done our flight. And we want to shut down the engines. We can also assume that we've done our cool down period, and in this exercise we're going to shut down engine number 1 first. So it's click, grab, retard slightly, pop the idle release, cut the fuel. And exactly the same for engine number 2. Click, grab, retard slightly, pop the button, cut the fuel. And that's all there is to it for the engine start up and shut down. Once you've done it a couple of times, it will be second nature and you will love it. And I've slowed down the rotor brake ratio so we shouldn't stop dead. And that's it for the start up and shut down. So there you go, so that's the main changes for the 105 under X-Plane 12. We've done all the lights, we've done the rain effects, we've done a few other things. We fixed some graphical errors. These were really blurry, but they're a lot, the attitude indicators are very blurry, but they're a lot better now. It's going to go up onto the store. Obviously some people will find things they don't like, and remember, you can contact me on the forums. I do try and answer very quickly where possible, but until now this is going to be the X-Plane 12 version 1.51. If we find anything wrong, we'll get it fixed and we'll update it accordingly. And now that's done, I can start work on the Gazelle, which I plan to do pretty much straight after this. And then again, I'll post a video on the changes for that. Until then, enjoy your flights with the JRX 105.